Last, but certainly not least, I didn't get this from Atomic Books because it was sold out by the time I wanted it. But I didn't want to wait too long because I didn't want to get it spoiled for me. So I ordered it
Hmm.
online from a different shop, and it came a couple days after it came out on Friday. Well, I got it on Friday. I think it came out like Thursday or Wednesday. Um,
Hmm.
and that is Absolute Batman #1. Speaking of the Ultimate Universe,
Ooh.
um, the Absolute Universe is essentially their version of the Ultimate Universe, but much better than the original Ultimate Universe, but just as good as the current Ultimate Universe. This is easily
Mm.
the best Batman comic I've read in a while because modern Batman has just not interested me in the slightest. I don't read any Batman comics made from like after 2010. um,
Makes sense.
it's just the oversaturation and refusal to do anything new just does not interest me. I just read old Batman comics whenever I read Batman.
I
Um,
get you.
the idea behind the Absolute Universe is to take away a key aspect of a hero, and then write a story about how even with those changes, they stick to their ideals.
Hmm.
I think the second one releasing is Ultimate Wonder Woman, and then Ultimate Superman, and then
Ooh.
like March of next year is going to be Ultimate Flash, and then there's also going to be an Ultimate Green Lantern.
Nice.
And with Ultimate Batman, he's poor. So
Hmm.
Bruce Wayne in this universe is from a working class family, and
Hmm.
his mother is still alive, but his father is dead. Died in a mass shooting in a
Mm.
zoo. Um,
Yikes.
and the second page of the book is a 2-page spread of a hand holding a gun, which is absolutely insane for a Batman
Yeah.
comic. It's just you turn the page and it's just a giant gun, and it says "Absolute Batman," and I was like, wow. Um,
Wow.
So Bruce in this universe is younger than both of us. He was born in the year of our Lord 2004. He's the
Hmm.
same age as my little brothers. He is a
Insane.
6 feet 6 inches of pure muscle. Like he's huge. If you look up Absolute Batman, you'll see. And so this version of Batman, or Bruce, he got into college on a football scholarship because, like I said, he's 6'6".
Yeah.
But
Oh my God.
yes, so he got into college on a football scholarship because he's a tank. But
Hmm.
he faked an injury so that he could stop playing football, but keep his scholarship and continue to study, but also to save his body and time for training to be the Batman. Um, he studied applied mechanics, chemistry, criminal psychology, military theory, and sociocultural history. Then, when he graduated, he worked in the power
Hmm.
grid, the water department, sanitation, and interned at City Hall, mapping out the city physically and politically. Um,
This
exactly,
this Batman's kind of cracked. This
exactly.
Batman is kind of cracked. I
But
support it though.
settled on a job as a civil engineer because he loves creating, building, and fixing things. That's his jam. Um, and we learn all of this from this universe's Alfred, who's a government agent tasked with taking Batman down, but hesitates because of how young
Oh,
Bruce is. Um, this book's so good.
sounds
It's so
good.
good. Like the way they just break down like the studying he did to become Batman and how he took all of these different jobs across the city so he could just map it out was so cool. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Because I mean, in universe, like in the main universe, he's done a lot of other than do all those jobs. He did he studied a lot of similar things in college and stuff. But he just traveled across the world doing these things. And this he did it in college and he came back to the city. Um,
Hmm.
and it's just interesting them going through how he's done this. He also there's these like 4 super tall buildings in the city that like go above the clouds, and
Ooh.
like the first floors are like bought by like companies, but they aren't used. Um, so he like his bat cave is like on like the top floor of that, or like one of the top floors of that building that are just completely empty. Um,
Wow.
because he helped build the building, so he had access to it. So he just build his all of his stuff is up there. It's so cool. So his costume, right? A lot of people were mad about the bat
Hmm.
symbol, which is not that deep. But what makes the bat symbol cool, even if you don't like it, is that you'll like it because it doubles as the blade of an axe. He attaches a handle to it and then pulls off the bat symbol, and it's an
Wow.
axe. And he did something I did not expect. He does not kill people. They make it clear. But what he
Hmm.
will do is cut off your hand.
Oh.
He cut off someone's hand with the axe. And I'm like, Batman, that man will probably die. I think you just killed
Die
him.
from bleeding out. Yeah.
Because Alfred's watching, right? He's on a roof.
Uh,
His job is to observe these criminals do this thing, and if Batman interrupts it, kill him. Um, Whoever he's working for, we don't know exactly. Tells him like observe these people and then report back. But he's more of an assassin. He's used to killing people. So when they're about to do something that will endanger people's lives, he's like, well, can you tell me to kill them? And they're like, nope, you're just there to watch. So when Batman goes to stop them, even though he's supposed to kill Batman, he doesn't because he doesn't want people to die. So he's letting Batman take care of the criminals.
right.
And he points out that Batman is doing all of these things very efficiently and effectively without like critically injuring anybody, or at least fatally injuring anybody. They're definitely critically injured.
Critically injured,
but they're not. They're not
going
gonna die. Except for the guy whose hand he cuts off. I'm not sure about that one.
Yeah,
that guy might be dead. He might. We did stop the bleed training not too long ago. I know you can die from blood loss in like 5 minutes. That man might not be making it to the hospital. And he also purposely told the man, "Oh yeah, the hospital is like 3 blocks to the right, or is it to the left? You know what? I don't remember. You're just gonna have to figure it out." And I'm like, Batman, what are you doing?
But I mean, if I was built like that, right?
But yeah, like so his cape in this is the coolest it's ever been. Look up Absolute Batman cape and go to images. You'll see what I'm talking about. His cape is fully prehensile with a hook at the end of it that he can use to grab things, and he can stand on it like bats do with their wings. It is terrifying to see this 6'6" dude standing up on these bat wings and just beating people up. It's horrifying.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't cause trouble in Gotham City.
Exactly. That's what everybody who's read this comic is saying. After you cut that man's hand off, it's like, all right, that's it. No more crime.
Yep.
Crime's over.
No more crime.
You do crime, your hand get cut off. It's like when people used to steal back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm way more excited for Absolute Wonder Woman and Superman now because this was really good. It's also written by Scott Snyder, who wrote the infamous New 52 Batman with the Court of Owls. So he's goated when it comes to Batman. And this seems like it might be shaping to be just as good as that story back from 2011. With the Absolute Wonder Woman and Superman, with Wonder Woman, it's Wonder Woman who wasn't raised by the Amazons. Instead, we don't. At least I'm not sure they've said like who she was raised by, but she's much more kind of magic focused, which is interesting. And she has a Buster Sword. Look up Absolute Wonder Woman. She legitimately has the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII. And she rides like a skeletal unicorn Pegasus thing.
It's sick.
Yeah.
This is sick.
And an Absolute Superman is a Superman who actually lived on Krypton into adulthood. And then it was destroyed. And then he came to Earth. And his cape is made out of the ashes of Krypton.
That's insane. I'm kind of rocking with this haircut for him, though. Yeah. It makes him kind of...
I'm reading, like, in Kyle Rayner, Green Lantern, I knew this happened, but I didn't know that it was happening during this time period. But in the 90s, like, I think that's when Death of Superman happened. And after he came back to life, after he got killed by Doomsday, he had a mullet. So I'm reading Kyle Rayner Green Lantern and Superman shows up and he has a mullet. And I'm like, what the hell?
Like mullet Superman.
But I like mullet Superman too, but it just caught me off guard because I forgot that he had a mullet in the 90s and he just showed up randomly with a mullet. Like in his regular costume, but a mullet. It was so random. Like he looks better with the mullet when he's wearing the black costume with no cape. But I feel like cape and mullet, like you one or the other. You can't have both. But the length of his hair in the current Absolute universe is good because the mullet was like down his back, not like super long, but like just past, a little, like past the neck. And I like that combined with the cape is just too much flowing back there. It was Absolute Flash will be about the GOAT, Wally West, the superior Flash. And basically it'll just be like, what is Kid? Well, he's not Kid Flash. He'll just be the Flash because Barry Allen doesn't exist, and I think we don't know for sure, but probably Jake Eric also doesn't exist. So basically, it'll be like a Spider-Man situation where he gets super speed and he's like 16 years old, and he doesn't have any mentors. He doesn't have his Uncle Barry Allen. He's just the Flash by himself now, and he has to figure it out. And that is what I'm most excited for because I love the Flash. But Absolute Batman is also great. It sucks that I'm gonna have to wait 2 months to read it, not because it's gonna take 2 months for the next issue to come out, but because I wanted to own the first issue, but I don't plan on purchasing any more of it. Just to save money because I don't care to. And I subscribe to their subscription service, but you're always a month behind, so that they try to get you to buy it physically if you want to keep up. But I'm willing to wait that extra month to save some money, because otherwise it's a subscription service that's like the equivalent. I pay for it yearly, but it's probably like the equivalent of like $10 a month or like $12 a month versus $4 per comic every month, which is like, that would be insane because I read like 10 comics that are currently ongoing. So that'd be a lot of money. I'd be spending like $50 on comics every month. So yeah, subscription service is far cheaper for me.
Makes sense.